Hello and welcome to this program. You and I is another beautiful moment to be with you. It's always my pleasure whenever it's this time because we are here by the grace of God to heal some homes that have been in a shambles. On this program, we have discussed so many topics: divorce, molestation of a boy child, girl child, um, handling difficult situations, rape, name them. But today we want to discuss on stepchild, the relationship between step-parents and stepchild. What is it like? What have we been seeing around us? What is it supposed to be? Our parents will get to know what we are supposed to do when we are found as stepchild or step-parents. I'm not here alone to talk or to discuss on that. I want you to join me as I introduce my guest. From my immediate left, I have Imam Sadiq.
Welcome, ma.
And I have Reverend Mrs. Dorothy Amari.
Welcome, ma.
And also Reverend Dixon Onyekachi.
Thank you very
I'm glad to have you all here today.
Thank
I wouldn't want you to go far away. Just be seated so that you understand who a stepchild is and what the relationship is expected to be in the family. Having told you severally that a family comprises everybody that comes under that roof, whether you're a gardener, a driver, a cook, househelp, name it. So, who is a stepchild?
A stepchild is a child that is not your biological child,
Okay.
but be born by another man or a woman. Okay, that is a stepchild.
A stepchild is also a child that belongs to you in any way you so far you have directed you have claimed the parenthood of that particular child. Well, what I mean by that is that in the society we have today, we have many ways of getting child biologically, apart from adoption, which is through IVF by our so-called single mothers we have today, and other means. Surrogacy is also there. So if at the point of a time, in that process, you think that, okay, you want to have a partner, so that your child has become a stepchild to that partner you are willing to have.
much. A stepchild is a bereaved child. Bereaved in the sense that the biological parents are no more. Even sometimes we have parenting in terms of single parents and all the rest of them. Nobody is responsible for that child. He's bereaved of responsibility, bereaved of every kind of rights. That person is alone. Most times too, it is not easy for that type of child to be comfortable based on the concept of what is happening around us. When we look at that relationship, most times it's brutality. Most times it's negligence. And most times is oversight. And most times too is not having that total consciousness that this child can be profitable to me. Most times too, they lose that, that very evidence of saying that this person can be profitable in one way or the other may not be very much got there. Thank you very much.
So today we have not seen a very much encouraging relationship between the stepchild and the step-parents. As our daddy have rightly mentioned, we have not seen that results of being a good parent to those child. So the result we have been seeing is negligence, that these children, the way they are brought up is more or less that they don't even belong to anyone. Whereas the case don't supposed to be like that. So once they are under the roof of somebody, their character should be worthy of emulation. And that's why we are trying to change the perspective of our listener, that having a stepchild with you is also your child. anything you want for that child, you're supposed to see it on that stepchild, because the case we have been seeing is brutality and maltreatment, and even those child are not even willing to address those step parents as their parents. They see them as something else, or totally opposite, just like a brother on the street or a neighbor, which it don't supposed to be.
Okay. What could be the reason? Because that stepchildren are being maltreated and being neglected in the family. What could be the cause?
The cause might be because of the way the stepmother or the father, came into the matter.
Okay.
Some of them came with high expectation. I am coming into this man as a wife, and then they expect that immediately they come, these children, will welcome me. So they refuse to realize that these children have parents before, they have father or mother before, they came into the scene. So by having that kind of high expectation, thinking I am going to take over, they will not see me as a stepmother, and whatever I ask them to do in that house, I am coming to take control. So because of that, the children will now look at you as a kind of a gold digger. You came to take the place of their mother, or maybe due to the left because of their mother left because of trouble, or maybe separation or divorce or death. So I mean, those kind of thing comes because of the high expectation the man or the woman that came to be the step parents have come into.
I've seen a scenario, a situation where a man had 4 boys before his wife died, and after a few years he went to marry a woman who was also a widow that had 3 boys. And when they came together, you see, they now have 7 boys. But it wasn't long. The woman started telling the husband that his first son was a cultist, therefore should not be allowed to come into the family. So I think those boys is her own stepchildren.
Yeah.
Then her own 3 boys are stepchildren to the man.
Yeah.
Now, this thing is not a mere story, it's a real life story.
Sorry.
So now I've been wondering, why did she just come up with such idea that this son should not be allowed to come in because he's a cultist, assuming that happens to be her own biological son? Would she have taken such steps?
That is why we're talking about our society, the mentality the woman came into the marriage with. At least she knows that the man has children, and she also has, and coming to condemn that very child. I don't know what she's looking for. She's looking for trouble. Because by the time she felt, if it is her children, her own boy, son, she wouldn't have done that. Okay. She would look for a way to be a better child tomorrow.
Superiority in the sense that this is stepchildren to man. This is stepchildren to the woman. So superiority will come in. Who is going to overrule the day? There's a problem already existing between the both parties. So that superiority begins to creep in bit by bit by their statements, by their body movement, and by the way they react to things, and by the way they also release their statements unknowingly to them. So these statements now and the way they do things all together is now boiling down to superiority. Who is going to be the person that will be the, not just the heir. Am I going to be, and my children take over this family?
Okay.
Or this very man and his children take over this family?
Okay.
Because there is that 2 powers now coming together. It's not marriage again. The thing has gone beyond marriage. It's now internal war. Internal war is there. So, sometimes people do not know consciously what they are doing. If we can, that's why I'm stressing on mentality and that type of personal view. What do you have in your upstairs? That's the problem. Thank you very much.
What we see as the other problems that we have is that when a child or when the two persons are coming together to be a step parents, they should have it in mind that children, or where there's only one a child, becomes the pillar of that marriage. The children involved become the pillar of that marriage, not the love between the husband and wife again. Because now the major thing is that they, as just our daddy have said, they try now to see how the relationship between the husband will be looking at the wife. How are you coping? How are you doing with this, my child? If it is also the wife, you also be looking onto the husband, that how have you accept this my children that I brought into this marriage. And what I also see as a problem is that lack of proper communication, trust, and that foresight. They don't have that future foresight that this marriage I'm coming into, what is going to be the result of it? The child I'm going to adopt, am I going to able to cope? And in terms of communication, you and the husband, you have to know the extent that you want the person to involved. You know, in our tradition, once you are a stepmother to the child, you are totally having 100% authority.
Yeah,
That's our own expectation. That and we see this kind of marriage we have today. It's no more that traditional marriage anymore. It has been Western world marriage. So it affects every aspect of our life, and all those things that we have been doing normal before, it has been affected totally. That sense of belonging, that anyone that your father has brought into this family is a mother. That one is no more there. And if the stepchild is having a mother somewhere, the stepmother have to be aware the kind of relationship where to come in when that mother is coming to that marriage again. The kind of and if this child that is talking to the mother, when you are a stepfather, you must know, you must learn that you have to control your temper, how to control everything about you, not to forget that this child still belongs to the mother. You can have ex-spouse, you cannot have ex-parents. Parents is still your parents.
If you are just joining us, this is You and I, and we are discussing today stepchild relationship between stepchild and step-parents. And my guest has said that you can have an ex-husband or ex-wife, but you cannot have ex-parents. On that note, we are going on break. By the time we come back, we'll continue. Stay tuned. Never leave a true relationship for a few faults. Nobody's perfect. In the end, affection is always greater than perfection.
Love is actually about tolerance. Love is actually making space to accommodate your weakness. So love is not that you cannot or hunt me.
If a man cannot provide for his family, he's most an infidel.
There is no perfect marriage, and there is no perfect person. Marriage is never bed of roses. It has its ups and downs. There are times of merriment, there are times of bitterness or anger. When it comes your way that way, don't conclude that your marriage is not working. I'm glad to know that you are still there waiting to know more about stepchild relationship. And I just discovered that when a man happens to have a child before marriage, the woman coming in will accept the child. But most times when the woman has a child before marriage, the man might not even tell her from the beginning, I don't need that child. But immediately after they have gotten married, the man will say, I don't want that child in this home. Why?
Why is that the man is void of the future? Is void of the future. Void of the future is that he himself is not willing to do anything. Now, not only void of the future, he is having a wrong mentality of the whole thing. it's not positive, it's negative. And thirdly, it's not there to assume responsibility. Because it's not there to assume responsibility, it's not willing for anything. And of course, it's at the periphery. Just let me do this, just let me do that. It sees tomorrow as today, while tomorrow starts from today. So it is important that such person should readjust his focus and his mind. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel that the man is just avoiding tomorrow clash or problem. Okay. Because I've seen some men who welcome such steps, and tomorrow that stepchild, they team up together or don't want and wouldn't want the seed, the main child that is born of the man to have his inheritance. Okay. I have seen it in a lot different places. So the man may not be, accepting or may not have accepted the child or told the woman, I don't want this child in my home, because he sees tomorrow and know there may be clashes tomorrow, and the man tried to avoid it. Except if the man, maybe if a guy child that don't have anything to do with the inheritance. Okay. Okay, that man may, kind of, okay, you can come. After all, the woman, the girl will marry tomorrow. But if a boy will come tomorrow, and why? Who will the boy, whose name the boy will answer? And why the man is also having his own children? Are you getting me? Maybe by this woman now, he's getting married. Tomorrow there will be a lot of trouble.
A question just dropped in my mind, if you wouldn't mind, while we are talking. When you talk about a girl child as a stepchild, that's girl child from the woman's side, being a stepchild in the family, is she safe?
Sometimes she's not safe, because many of them has been sexually abused, either by the man or the man's children. So which I have had 2 children, age 9 and age 11, whereby the wife, son, that maybe the
son of the
woman, yeah, the son of the woman now. Okay.
Came into the house.
And
abusing the
yes, that they want the man that because the woman left, the three wife left with these 2 daughters.
That she's dead.
No, that she's dead. They start abusing, and from there the uncle also started these little children.
You see, that's why I keep saying that divorce has so much negative aspects on the side of the children. Yeah. Because if their mother was to be there, her children will not be molested at that early age. Now, why she was leaving the home, why did she leave the girls behind? Anyway, that is not why we're here today. Anyway.
So one of the reasons why the man always refused to take that child is that in our Yoruba adage, we said, there's no way you can satisfy a widow. No way. If you buy anything, if you see tell you if my husband has been alive, maybe you will buy more than this. So the child that is coming into that marriage, no matter how care you